You are a writer, you love writing, but there have been days when you just sit in front of a computer and you just can't write. You stare at the blank screen, you almost get a headache, but your mind is blank. You can't even think of a single topic of what you're going to write about. Isn't that what you call writer's block? Hello everyone, my name is Anangsha Alammyan and welcome back to my channel. In this video, we are going to talk about why I think writer's block does not exist. Or in other words, I'm going to share with you my number one tip of what you can do to make sure you get rid of writer's block in a snap. So before we go into the nitty-gritties of the process, I just have a single question for you. What exactly is writer's block? Isn't it when you just can't seem to write no matter how hard you try? I know, every writer has days that are hard, but for me, I've been writing almost every single day since I started taking Medium seriously, which was in May 2020. So it's been like 8 months, and I've been writing almost every day, and I've never faced this so called writer's block. Yes, there have been hard days, but that's mainly because I was shifting homes or I was in a different city and I was getting adjusted to a new way of life. But it's never because I didn't have ideas. And in this video, I'm going to share exactly how and why you need to get rid of writer's block immediately. The number one reason you need to let go of writer's block is because it doesn't exist. Yeah, I didn't say that. I think it was Jerry Seinfeld who said that. And it's absolutely something that I agree with 100% because, yeah, it doesn't exist. The second reason why you need to get rid of writer's block is because it feels so comfortable to stay in that excuse that, oh, I'm feeling blocked and I can't write. It feels like you have a legit excuse to actually not write. But if you are a writer, if you are a freelancer or a ghostwriter, it's actually harming your prospects because the more you write, the better off you're going to be. And if you just let something as simple as a writer's block stop you from reaching your dreams, is that even fair? So now that we have talked about it, let's get into the details of how to get over writer's block. The first tip is to never get out of ideas. Or in other words, have so many ideas that whenever you sit down to write, your mind is never ever blank. And how you can do that? I have already discussed about it in detail in this particular post of mine. I'm going to link it in the description. You can have a read. I'm just summarizing it for you to make things seem easy. So, take a notebook, take a pen, and start writing 10 possible ideas for a blog post every day. I know it sounds like too simple, but trust me, when you open a page and start writing ideas, your mind will go absolutely blank. You will have no idea what to write about. It will seem like so much of a hard work. But after like 2 months or maybe 50 days, you will feel like you already have so many amazing ideas, you just don't have time to write them down. And this journal is going to be your idea journal, and you can refer to it every time you feel like you have nothing to write about. And you can pick the one idea that speaks to you the most on that day, and you're all set to go, my friend. But the most important thing to remember when you're maintaining your idea journal is that you cannot skip even a single day. That's right. You have to keep writing ideas every single day. Even when you're too busy or too tired or you're traveling and you don't have the journal with you, take out your phone and send yourself a message on WhatsApp with 10 ideas. Again, these ideas don't have to be something that you are 100% going to convert into articles. These can be random ideas because I sometimes write ideas about some deep scientific articles, something about reversing aging or accelerating drug discovery, which I don't think I'm ever going to write about because that would need too much research. But I'm passionate about that and I enjoy just thinking about those topics. So I have just written them down. And if you remove the pressure of needing to convert every idea into an article, your brain is going to go in that state where it just flows and overflows with ideas. So, yes, maintaining an idea journal is your first step. The second step is before you sit down to write on your computer, take your idea journal, leaf through a few pages at random, and pick an idea that appeals to you. Now, before you start writing, take a fresh page and write that idea down again. So when you write that same idea down again, it reinforces it in your brain. And before you start typing on your computer, try outlining the article as you would see it in your head. Oftentimes, I have heard many writers make this simple complaint that once they start writing, they lose motivation midway, or like after 200 or 300 words, they just can't seem to get going. They don't know where the article is headed to. So, to avoid that mistake, to make sure you don't fall into that trap, don't start typing without an outline ready. Write it with a pen and paper and write it in very short, maybe 4 or 5 steps. So you know where the article is going to go from the introduction to the first point, second point, and finally to the conclusion. So you have this whole outline, this flow of the article ready for you, and your article will nicely flow like water and you won't feel stuck halfway down the road. And the third step to get rid of your writer's block is just start. Keep your phone in Zen mode. If you don't have Zen mode, just keep it on flight mode for half an hour. Open a word processor, maybe your Medium editor or a Google Doc on a different browser. This has to be a browser where you don't have Facebook or WhatsApp or Slack or Instagram or Discord, whatever social media that distracts you. That shouldn't be signed in this browser. So even if you feel like, oh, I should check Instagram for a few moments, even if you get that urge, you have no option because it's not yet signed in, and signing it again is just too much effort. So you won't fall into that trap if you do that. So now that you have a different browser and a word processor open in front of you, the next step is to just start writing and do not give up until at least 200 words are done. I know it's difficult to achieve a state of flow immediately, but because you already have the idea in your head, because you already have the outline right in front of your eyes, it's going to be much easier for you to stick through the article. And even though the process seems hard, now that you have written 200 words for like half an hour, you're not going to want to give up because that competitive spirit inside of you would rise and it would make you want to complete the article. So yeah, these are the 3 steps to stop or to avoid writer's block. Summing up, I'm just repeating them again. First is you need to maintain an idea journal where you write down 10 ideas every day. Second, you need to outline at least one idea before you start writing so you know the flow of the article and you don't feel lost halfway down the line. And the third is just start. Even though it feels like a lot of hard work, just start because it's always the first step that's the hardest. So that's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching it with me. If you have some other tips to combat writer's block, please let me know in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts about it. And as always, don't forget to leave your comments and your suggestions for my future video in the comments. And I'll see you all again soon. Till then, stay safe, be awesome, and keep writing. Bye.